Arnav. Welcome to College Vibes, our very own podcast by College Counselling Coach. I'm particularly thrilled to have you here on the other side for an interview with me because you're one of the first few students that we mentored for your college preparation journey, for your admission abroad. And I'm really proud that, you're sitting in Purdue and having this conversation with me. And before we get on to anything, Arnav, I'd like you to start by telling us something about yourself, where you're from, where you've studied. So, just a little background about yourself, and then we'll get on to the other questions. Over to you, Arnav.
So, my name's Arnav. Obviously, I'm from Bangalore, and I study in Primus Public School, which is just a small school somewhere near Upper area. And then I'm majoring in computer science with a minor in finance. And a few things about myself. I like playing football and playing the piano too. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We did that for your essays. And I remember distinctly that your essay was all about your piano journey. So, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to let the cat out of the bag just because I know those details, because it's one of the questions that follows later. So, the most standard question, Arnav, what was it that motivated you that I have to pursue my undergrad journey abroad?
Well, to be honest, I was looking at all options, like even options in India and abroad. And the approach that I went with is whatever's the best thing I get, whether it's in India or it's abroad, I'll take it. It's also because I also have like the US passport, so I thought it would make more sense to do my undergrad in US.
Okay. So, but you were okay with whatever comes your way, and it's because you had a US passport, or was there any other reason besides having a US passport?
Um, Actually, it's also because of like the quality of education that's there abroad. It's really good, and you get exposed to a lot of opportunities, and I was also targeting that at the back of my mind.
All right. So, Arnav, I know that you applied to certain colleges in UK as well, and in USA, of course. Did you apply to Canada as well, Arnav?
I did apply to one place in
Oh,
Canada.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question, Arnav, is that how did you decide that it's going to be US for you? And then how did you zero in on your major?
Um, so basically, after all the colleges that I'd applied to, based on whatever acceptance I got, I realized like coming to US is the best decision for me. And I think that's how I kind of decided where I'm gonna go. I was fine with either US or UK, to be fair.
Okay. And how did you decide on your major, Arnav?
Uh, I've always been interested in science, and in 11th and 12th, I did take computer science as my fifth subject,
Mm-hmm.
where I learned about C++, and it was really fascinating. So I decided to pursue computer science. And um, another thing, I also like the aspects of finance a lot. So that's why I've decided to even minor in finance now, which would
Okay.
probably like help me get the best of both worlds, I guess.
Okay. So you're into your second semester now. How are you liking it? I know it's not on our list of
Um,
questions, but I think I must ask you, how is it doing computer science and finance, which are really not, very related to each other?
yeah. It's really fun actually.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the first year of any college, you do a lot of general subjects, which a lot of people take. These are
Mm-hmm.
like introduction courses, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I'm not very experienced in coding, so these general courses have helped me a lot actually. And
Okay. And
yeah,
how did you zero in on the colleges that you wanted to apply to, Arnav? Like, these are the set of 15 colleges or 20 colleges that I'm going to apply to. What was your criteria? How did
so
you determine that?
I applied to a total of 10 colleges, and I followed the rule of applying to four colleges that I was sure that I could get into, which was
All
my
right.
easy
The
approach. And then,
safety
yeah, the
college.
safe approach. Yeah. And then three medium colleges, and then three targets, which are
Okay.
a bit tough to get into.
Okay. So where was Purdue? Was it your safe, your medium, or your aspirational choice, your dream
Uh,
college?
Purdue was my dream college actually. It was in my
Oh,
top threes. Yeah.
all right. So that's really awesome. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, you got a deferred acceptance, right, for Purdue?
No, I directly got admitted
Or you
to Purdue.
directly got it? So
Yeah.
was it a deferment for something else?
Yeah, so I got deferred from Georgia Tech, and then they gave me a transfer offer for sophomore year, which is my second year.
All right, all right. So I sort of muddled up because I thought that one of them was deferred, and of course,
Yeah, that was
I
Georgia
mean
Tech.
you got acceptance in other places. Fantastic. So Arnav, this is a question we ask across the board to everybody. In fact, all these questions we ask everybody, and while the questions remain the same, the answers are also surprisingly, on similar lines. So the next
Yeah.
question, and a very crucial question, Arnav, is how at what point of time did you start preparing for your college admission process?
Um, I have a very different answer, I guess, because I jumped in really late to decide that I'm going to come abroad or apply abroad even. Because
Oh,
till 10th, yeah, till 10th, I was actually keen on just doing my undergrad in India and then coming abroad for masters. But
okay.
then what happened is I was just reading about it throughout my 11th grade. And then
Hmm.
that's when I actually decided I'll apply abroad and I gave my SAT. And then I worked with all of you to on my application. And that's when I applied. So it took me
Okay.
like 2 years.
So,
Yeah.
so you're telling me that it's in 10th, grade 10, that you made up your mind, and and in grade 10, it's not that early to start thinking of applying. So
Yeah.
are you of the opinion, and I'm not like trying to put words into your mouth, like, or guide you towards saying this, but it's a direct offshoot of what you just said, that you decided late, and you said, I decided in class 10. So, I mean, the direct corollary would be that class 10 would be late. So,
Yeah.
what is your recommendation in terms of starting the prep, Arnav? I mean, what would be ideal
Um,
if you look back on
so
hindsight?
ideal, I would say that if I had known since like earlier on that I'm gonna be applying,
Mm-hmm.
what I could have done is I could have probably built up a few long-term projects over time, and
Mm-hmm.
this really adds on to your application. So when colleges see that you've done something which is like, say you've got a project that's just 6 months versus a project that you've committed like 3 or 4 years to, they'd give the 3 or 4 years project a lot of weightage.
So
So
when
I
you
guess
when
in
you
that,
say when you say a project which is what do you mean by a project? Is it some sort of a vocation you're interested in, something of your interest, or is
yeah.
it a sport? Is it a vocation? What is it when you say it's a project that I've done for 3 4 years?
So honestly, I feel this is based on your major. Now let's take for example, I'm doing computer science, right? Now, what I'd say is if I was applying to colleges for computer science, had I known that in say ninth grade start, I would have probably tried learning a programming language and just built like maybe like a website or something like that. And then I could put that on my common app activities, and that would hold quite a bit of weightage because it's like it would be a really good activity for my major.
Got it. Got it. So, Arnav, this is an answer which I know and which you and we rigored over. What is the Common App essay topic that you chose?
So I decided to stick with something that I've been doing since I was 5 years old, and that was playing the piano, and how playing the piano has affected my life basically. So most of the things that I've done up until my 12th grade was related to playing the piano. So first I started like it was my grandfather who first taught me how to play the piano, and then from there I went into Western classical music, gave the Trinity exams, and then after that I got into like music production and mixing and stuff. So my common app essay was about how pianos affected my life and how I could find like an intersection of the music world and computer science.
So, under what prompt did it fit, Arnav? Was it a prompt of any prompt of your choice, or anything of your background or interest? Which prompt was it?
I think I think it was anything of my background or interest.
Right. Okay. So, Arnav, now, though you've already answered part of that question, but oh, before I come to that, I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask you out of curiosity, are you able to pursue some of your music interest at Purdue?
Yeah, actually, there's pianos lying all around the campus,
Oh,
so you can just stop and play. It's really nice. I think that's
okay.
a really good thing about this campus. Like every
Amazing.
building, they've got like one piano there for anyone to
Oh.
just come and play.
And do
And
you
there's
just
like a
just sit down and start playing?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So, does it interfere? I mean, the music that's flowing from one, or are they kept at an adequate distance from each other so that
yeah. So that there's like one in every building, so it's pretty nice.
okay. Okay. I'm very, very pleased to hear that because piano is such an integral part of your life. So, Arnav, the next question. What is the advice? What is the recommendation that you would like to give to students who are currently preparing for their admissions abroad? And one, you've already said that if you start early and you know what you're going to be doing as your major, then you'll stack up something in that department by doing a project, by learning how to program early, or doing an
Yeah,
internship in that. Sorry, you didn't say internship, but that's what comes from others.
yeah.
Is there any other advice that you have for our study abroad aspirants?
Um, my advice would be when you fill out like your activities page in your Common App, I would say at least have two or three activities that are related to your major. That really helps a lot. And another thing I would say is, yes, I also did say that starting early is really good, but I wouldn't tell people to not apply just because they've decided it's too late, because you never know, because the colleges, they never tell you why you're accepted in or why you're rejected, right? So you can always like apply at any time, and I think you just have to like work hard with it.
All right. All right. Is there anything about your college that you'd like to share with us? So I'll just give you an example. We interviewed Pranjali, who's just finished her undergrad in computer science again from Purdue. And she
Okay.
said that, the fact that Purdue was such a safe campus, she says initially while we were in the campus, we used to feel that, it's desolate and it's away from the city. But now she's working in
Yeah.
Chicago and she says that
Yeah.
now I know how safe it was for me to be living in a college town like Purdue. So that was her observation about Purdue and how that was really good. You've told me something about pianos being there
Yeah.
everywhere, all over the place, and anybody who's interested can just sit down and play for just the love
Yeah.
of music. Anything else about your college which is particularly interesting or
Uh,
unusual, or even the usual, because we won't know what's happening right there.
yeah.
So anything
I
that you'd
mean,
like to share with us about your college, please.
yeah. I would agree with her. Our campus is really safe. Like we could go out at any time, and like I've never been like worried at all about like safety as a concern.
Okay.
And since it's a student town, there's like students everywhere. So you always are gonna bump into someone that you know, or it's just it's just really nice. I would say we've got this like unique tradition it's called a fountain run. Like every time before our exams and stuff, you run through the fountains, you collect the water, and apparently if you drink that water, you're gonna do well on your exams.
Oh, wow. Interesting. It reminds me
Yeah,
of the Trevi Fountain in Rome, where you put pennies and make
yeah,
a wish. So
yeah.
really nice. As long as it's a
It's clean.
superstition or it's a tradition which is you know,
Yeah,
inculcating a positive faith, I think it's all
yeah,
right. Yeah. And interesting because you're doing things which are exciting. Maybe it sort of
yeah,
takes a, you know, tension off you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get into a rapid fire round with you, Arnav. And very quickly, I want you to tell me what's your college,
Purdue University,
what's your major,
computer science,
what's your favorite subject,
computer science,
okay, what's your hobby,
playing the piano.
okay, One mistake you would want to avoid with respect to your college admission process, of course, if you were to redo it.
Oh, probably start a bit earlier.
Okay. And who was the biggest influencer in your college application process?
I think my parents.
Okay, both of them equally?
Yeah, they
Oh,
helped me a lot.
that's very nice. That's very nice because some people say their mom, some people say their dad, but I'm very glad that they have taken
Yeah,
it's been a very balanced thing for you with both of them being there for you.
yeah,
Arnav, thank you so much for being part of this podcast. And I'm sure that there's a lot of takeaway with respect to what you've told us about starting early, about doing projects which are for a longer duration, about working hard, and about your campus, about this fountain run,
yeah,
something which we won't get to know ordinarily speaking. So
yeah,
I wish you all the best, Arnav. And I hope that your love for computer science, finance, music, whatever you're doing, you're able to draw a lot of achievement out of it at Purdue. Thank you so
yeah.
much for being there with us. All the best to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, bye bye.